Okay, let's look at question 9b. And remember, you are on your website, mathematicsclass.org. Right, so question 9b of the January 2017 CSEC maths paper. So remember, CSEC, that means Caribbean Secondary Examination Certificate, which is on the CXC, and that's website cxc.org. So after cxc.org, you visit mathematicsclass.org for the CSEC past papers. The diagram below shows the graph of the function x squared minus 6x plus 8 from 0 to 6. So from 0, x equals 0, all the way up to 6. Alright? So remember, the pattern or the shape of this graph is a parabola. Alright. Now what does it say? Use the graph to solve the equation x squared minus 6x plus 8 equals 0. X squared minus 6x plus 8 equals 0. Alright, the solutions here would appear where the graph cuts the x-axis, where the curve cuts the x-axis. That would be right here and right here. So you say x is equal to 2 and x is equal to 4. So those are where the graph cut it. And the reason, of course, is because you have equal to 0. This would be normally y. Y equals this, and y is 0 where the x-axis is. So the x-axis, this axis here, this line, is the graph y equals 0. And the curve x squared minus 6x plus 8 is this curve, and it meets y equals 0 on the x-axis and cut it at these 2 points, 2 and 4. So x is equal to 2 and x is also equal to 4. Alright, now what else does it say? What else does the graph say? Write down the coordinates of the midpoint in the form x, y. The coordinates of the midpoint, just one mark. So it seems as if what you're going to do is look at the graph and write it down. Here you can see the midpoint appears to be right at this spot. It occurs on the x equals 3. It's below 3 and beside -1. They didn't write the -1 here, but 0, -1, -2. So it's 3, -1. So for that part of the question, it's 3, -1. So you would write 3, -1 in brackets, the coordinates of the minimum point, right? That means the lowest point. Alright, let's move up a bit. Part 3 says write x squared minus 6x plus 8 in the form a x plus h squared plus k, where a, h and k are constants. 3 marks. Alright, let's see what that is about now. This here, this expression a x plus h squared plus k, if you expand x plus h, you'd have a times x plus h squared is x squared plus 2hx plus h squared. If you expand it, you would have that plus k. You remember that? Now, accidentally put these dots here. Alright. Now let's see what's happening with this. How can we fit this into this pattern? What we have is x squared minus 6x plus 8. This is x squared plus 2hx plus h squared. What we'll do is have the x squared minus 6x, close a bracket here and put the plus 8 outside. We want to fix up the x squared minus 6x. They have an open bracket with a outside. If we open bracket the bracket, it would be 1 that we put here. Alright, now it says plus 2hx, so we put plus x plus, and it's negative 6x that you're plussing inside the bracket here. We want it in the same pattern, so it's plus 2hx. 2h, our 2h here is negative 6, so we want to find out what is h. H would be what? Negative 3. Alright, because you can see here negative 6 times x, 2h times x. So the number that multiplies x is negative 6 over here. The number that multiplies x is 2h over here. So negative 6 is 2h. 2h is negative 6. We want to find out what h is. Divide by 2 and we get negative 3. Now we say plus h squared. So we find out what h is. H is negative 3. So we want to put plus h squared. It's plus h squared. But our plus h squared would be plus negative 3 squared. That's what it would turn out to be. You see that? Just fixing it up to make it look like this. Now, the pattern here says ax plus h squared. A is the number that we put in front of the bracket. Our a is 1. There is 1, open bracket. Now it's x plus 8 squared. H is negative 3. It's plus negative 3 all squared. Alright? Plus the number after the bracket is 8. It's plus k means plus 8 because 8 is k. So we could rewrite it as x minus 3 because x plus negative 3 means same as x minus 3 all squared plus 8. And we could put the 1 here since they say in that form a open bracket, so it's 1 open bracket. Alright, so that's what we have. Let's test it. Does it really work out? This is the answer we have. Let me put it up here. 1 x minus 3 squared plus 8. Would it really work if we expand the brackets? Why am I touching the... I'm not using the calculator. Alright. It's the eraser that I want. Let's expand the bracket and see if it would really work out. If this thing would really work out. X plus minus 3 squared is x minus 3 by x minus 3 plus 8. You see that? X minus 3 squared is x minus 3 by x minus 3, and then plus 8 out at the end here. X squared minus 3x minus 3x multiplying plus 3 squared plus 8. So that x squared minus 3x is minus 6x plus 3 squared, 3 is 9, plus 8. Something went wrong here. Something went wrong. Let's look at it again. A plus x plus h squared plus k. What we do is add half the coefficient of x. Oh, I forgot to do something. I didn't remember at all. There was something I forgot to do. Let's do this thing again. Here, the thing that I forgot to do was this. First of all, we have 1 open bracket x minus 6 x squared minus 6x, leave a space, open the bracket, plus 8. Then we have minus 6x. This is our h. Remember, when we expanded x plus 8 squared, we have x squared plus 2hx plus 8 squared. This is our 2h minus 6 times x. 2h times x. So 2h is negative 6. We divide by 2. We have h is equal to negative 3. So in this case, we have our h as negative 3. We need to add this, half the coefficient of x squared. The coefficient of x is the number that multiplies x. That number is negative 6. Half of negative 6 is negative 3. That's what happened here. Squared. So it's negative 3 squared. Right? Now, keeping to this side, we have x squared. Then remember, our h is negative 3. We have x squared. This was plus negative. We could write it as plus negative 2h, which is negative 6, times x plus negative 3 squared, half of 2h squared. So we have x plus negative 3 squared. Now, the thing I forgot to do first time was this. The fact that I added, oh no, why did that happen? Alright, let's get rid of this thing here. Alright, what I'm saying, the fact that I added negative 3 squared inside the bracket is something new. The negative 3 squared is something new. What I need to do is subtract it back, compensate by taking it away. But I already fixed up what is in the bracket the way I want it already. So I can't take it away inside the bracket. I go outside the bracket to take it away. So minus negative 3 squared. So in this case, I have plus 8 minus negative 3 squared is 9. Minus 9. So what I have now is x. Oh, I should have a square on this. It's just x. X minus 3 squared. 8 minus 9 minus 1. Good. Minus 1. So correcting this here, it would be x minus 3 minus 1. So we can test it again and see if everything works out to make sure. So what happened here is this: x minus 3 squared is x minus 3 by x minus 3 minus 1. X squared minus 3x minus 3x plus 3 is 9 minus 1. Right, remember, multiplying x by x, x squared, x by negative 3, negative 3x, 3 negative 3 by x, negative 3x, negative 3 by negative 3, positive 9 minus 1. Alright, so it is x squared, negative 3x minus 3x is negative 6x. 9 minus 1 is 8 plus 8. Alright, so it does work out here. You can see that. Alright, now what else is happening down here? Part 5 says on the same axis draw the graph of the straight line x minus 2. X minus 2. The graph of a straight line x minus 2. So y equal x minus 2. What does it look like? The line would be y equal x minus 2. So what you would say is, when x is 0, what is y? 0 minus 2. Y is negative 2. And when x is let's say 3, when x is 3, y is 3 minus 2 is 1. So we're going to draw a straight line through the points 0, negative 2, and the points 3, 1. Alright, when x is 0, y is negative 2. Why did I write 3 here? 2. Right, good. So when x is 0, y is negative 2. X is 0, y is negative 2. It's right here. Alright. And when x is 3, 3 minus 2 is 1. When x is 3, y is 1. When x is 3, y is 1 right here. And I want a straight line through it. Now, if you should make a straight line through this graph, let me try to make a line as straight as possible. I don't have this straight line feature. I don't seem to have a straight line feature on this screen, right? Where's my straight line? See, I'm having a bit of a technical problem here. A computer seems to have hung up on me. Oh, it started working again. Good. Alright. What we do, let's copy this graph and put it in the screen where I have this straight line feature. Let's copy here and paste it right here. Oh, I had my website here, mathematicsclass.org. Let me put this graph here. Good. What were the coordinates again? Coordinates were 0, -2 and 3, 1. 0, -2 and 3, 1. There were 0, -2 right here and 3, 1 right here. I make my line blue. So my straight line would pass through here. Good. Nice. And then what else do they ask? Hence solve the equation x squared minus 6x plus 8 is equal to x minus 2. What you do is see where both lines actually intersect each other. The curve is the x squared minus 6x plus 8, and the straight line is this, the x minus 2. See where they cross. They seem to cross at x equal 2 and x is also equal to 5. They seem to cross at x equal 2 and x equal 5. Right? X equal 2 and x equal 5. X equal 2 and x equal 5. I'm write my 5 a bit better, a bit clearer. X equals 5. Would it really work? Alright, this is the end of question 9, but let's test this out and see. If x is equal to 2, then 2 squared minus 6 by 2 plus 8 is equal to 2 minus 2 is equal to 0. 2 squared is 4. Minus 6, 2 is 12 plus 8. 4 minus 12 is what? Negative 8. Negative 8 plus 8 is equal to 0. 2 and 2 is 2 minus 2 is 0. So the x is equal to 2 actually work. Would the 5 work out? Let's try that. We substitute for 5, x squared. That would mean for us 5 squared minus 6 by 5. 6x is 6 by 5 plus 8 is supposed to be equal to x minus 2, 5 minus 2. So 5, 5, 25 minus 6, 5, 30 plus 8 is equal to 5 minus 2 is 3. It is going to be 3. 25 minus 30 is negative 5. Negative 5 plus 8. Negative 5 plus 8 is indeed 3. So the answers are correct. Alright? Good. So that's it for this question. Question 10 is next. Question 10. That's next. It's trigonometry. Geometry and trigonometry. And then what happens further? Question 11. Vectors and matrices. So what we'll do is look at question 10 in the next video.